Okay, that is the management of Wipro indicating that Q1 revenues have been pretty strong. That's in line with the company's guided band. But margins have been boosted on account of the company revising certain revenue and earnings estimate for their health plan services. But it's their guidance for the next quarter, which has sorely disappointed the street, A, because of project cancellations in a couple of their healthcare clients, which has been baked into the guidance. And plus, they expect softness in retail. To decode all this, we're now joined by Moshe Katri. He's been patiently waiting by. Moshe, first, take us through your thoughts on the Q1 guidance, -2 to 0%. And do you have the confidence that the company will be able to get back to company industry growth rate by the end of the next fiscal year?
Well, I would say that Wipro has been talking about this path to growth for about 2 to 3 years now, and there's definitely going to be some skepticism in the market about that. So we're going to have to wait and see, and it is what we call work in progress. And obviously on top of that, you would have expected to see some of that, some relief in terms of top line growth from Aperio, and that's not even coming in this upcoming quarter. The other thing we didn't hear from management during their presentation is any sort of margin guidance for the rest of the year. And there is some concern in the market that Aperio is going to be margin dilutive for the rest of the year as well. So we need to get some more clarity on that too.
Okay. What have you made of the company's margins in the current quarter? For one, if we just purely calculate going by the press release, we're getting margins of 18.8%. But the company is indicating that the margins are 18.3%, and that too they're boosted by the revision of earnings estimates of the health plan services. So take us through how you've decoded the margins of Wipro.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what that means. It'll be great to get some more clarity and more transparency on that. But look, the issue with Wipro has been about top-line growth. Top-line growth has been challenged, and it's not necessarily. I mean, we know that some verticals are weak, but again, it's part of that whole secular challenge that the entire industry is facing. The legacy business shrinking, digital still small, it's growing, and it's definitely not offsetting the shrinkage from the larger piece of business. And I think this is an industry-wide phenomenon, not necessarily confined to Wipro.
So do you expect the stock to head lower? It has been an outperformer compared to the rest of the peers so far this year. What's your sense about the direction of the stock moves from here?
So I'm assuming at this point the group underperforms, and I'm assuming that probably, typically the group does move together. So I think for the rest of the year, and unless we start seeing some top-line growth, I'm assuming the stock will underperform.
What's your own estimate of the growth estimates for FY18 in terms of dollar terms and margins?
We have 6-7% top-line growth, and we have margins somewhere in that 18% range, so we are looking for stable margins.
And the 6 to 7% would include what percentage of growth organically?
Well, organic growth is probably about, I would say inorganic growth is probably about 50 to 100 bips.
50 to 100 bips is all you're penciling in inorganically for FY18?
Yes. So basically organic growth is going to be somewhere in the mid-single digits.
Okay, but there are quite a few acquisitions which will be incrementally contributing, right? Aperio, pretty much for at least 9 months. There would be HPS, which would incrementally contribute. So I would think the inorganic contribution would be a lot higher.
Aperio is only, in our numbers, it's only about $100 million in run rate. So that's why we have those numbers there.
Okay. Also, how worrisome will this entire healthcare issue be for IT companies? I know there is still a lot of regulatory uncertainty. Wipro is talking about project cancellation. Is that going to be a sore point for the IT industry, and do you expect it to get resolved by the June quarter as the management is expecting?
I would say healthcare is going to be mixed and volatile. Healthcare includes a bunch of different subverticals. You have pharma, that I think is probably going to do okay. there's the healthcare providers, and this is where you're going to see a lot of that volatility. So I would say a lot of it really depends on what the vendors in the group are exposed to. So pharma looks okay. The healthcare provider market and the insurance market look kind of volatile because of the regulatory uncertainty.
Moshe, thank you very much for joining in. So that's the last word coming in on Wipro. On the whole, not a very exciting set for Wipro, especially their guidance for the June quarter at -2 to 0%.